He is current labor arbiter, and he is a former public attorney, 11 years, and happily married to his lovely wife for 16 years. Father of one son, and he is also a member of LawMin, and he is a follower of Jesus. Please welcome Attorney Mike Clemente.
Hello. Good morning. So far, so good po. May natutunan po ba tayo? Yes. Sino po sa inyo ang nagpa-plan pa lang na mag-establish na business? Okay. Sino pa ang meron ng business? Okay, thank you. So now, that you plan to establish your own business, what now? What's the next step? You need to have a basic grasp of negotiable instruments law, particularly issuance, encashment, and endorsement of checks. Why? Because it's not every day or every time you will have a cash transaction. For example, may supplier kayo. It would be highly impractical or dangerous ngayon kung magdadala kayo ng malaking pera pambayad sa supplier nyo. Or, meron namang situation na wala kayong pera ngayon, but in the future magkakaroon kayo, so you need to issue a post-dated check. Ganun din naman, kung meron kayong client or customer, dangerous din naman siguro sa kanila para bayaran kayo ng amount, ng cash. So, kailangan nyo rin magbigay ng check. It goes both ways. Taxation, dapat alam nyo rin kung paano mag-enroll as taxpayer. Kasi yung business nyo, katulad na sinabi Atty. James, is a separate entity. So may sarili siyang TIN number. At kailangan nyo rin paano malaman, paano mag-file annually, semi-annually, quarterly, or monthly income tax returns. Next, contractual law. Ano yun? Lease contracts. Hindi naman lahat ng magkakataon po kung saan yung tinayin yung business nyo pag-aari mo. So usually, nag-rent kayo ng space. So dapat meron kayong understanding about contracts. Alam niyo kung anong disadvantages or advantage ng kontrata sa inyo. Next is local government. Dapat alam niyo requirements for renewal or amendment of business permit. Alam po naman natin yan, taon-taon ng renewal ng business permit. Amendment. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Kung mag-change address kayo, or magdadagdag kayo, or magtatanggal ng pangalan sa business nyo. Or, requirements for closing the business. Hindi naman perfect ganito yan. Ayoko na. Close na ako next year. Hindi ganun. Magko-comply kayo sa local government. Kasi pag hindi kayo nag-comply sa mata ng City Hall, existing pa yung business nyo. At pag hindi kayo nag-file ng business permit, compound yan. Okay lang sana kung interest. Interest surcharge penalty. So, patong-patong. Minsan, mas malaki pa yun isa sa original business permit nyo. Next, SSS. Kailangan nyo rin malaman yung employer share at employee share. Paano nyo malaman? Go to that website. PhilHealth. May empleyado kayo. Kailangan nyo i-enroll. Why? For your protection. Kasi pag may mangyari, at least may kasangka kayo sa PhilHealth. May sasagutin ng PhilHealth. Enroll yung employee, kung ano yung contribution, employer, and employee share, go to that website. Pag-ibig, Home Development Mutual Fund. Enroll nyo dapat din yung employee nyo. Why? Pag hindi nyo enroll yan, hindi kayo natangkin na yan sa batas. Kung ano yung share, employer-employee, so to that side. Next. Employees Compensation Program under Employees Compensation Commission. Dapat din malaman kung ano yung contribution nyo as employer. Go to that website. Ngayon, para in-depth, kasi separate na yan, pwede nyo i-download yun. An Employer's Guide on the Employees Compensation Program. Download nyo na lang yan. Go to that website. Now, we will elaborate on the next law. Ano to? Labor law. Why? Because it is connected with your day-to-day operations. Bakit? Labor law is connected to hiring and firing. Yung fixing of work schedule, pag-implement nyo ng policy and rules and regulations, disciplining and retirement of employees, at yung pag-close nyo ng business. Lahat yan regulated by labor code. Ngayon, nag-establish na kayo. So, ano una nyo gagawin? magpapa-advertise kayo ngayon. Kasi magkakaroon kayo ng employee. Either sa internet, mag-advertise kayo internet or sa dyaryo. Pero take note, you should take note of RA, Republic Act number 10911. What is that? The Anti-Age Discrimination Employment Act. Now, section 5 yan. It shall be unlawful to print or publish in any form of media, including the internet, any notice of advertisement relating to employment, suggesting preferences, limitations, specifications, and discrimination based on age. So that, for example, wanted, female, okay, height 5'7". Okay, diba? Pleasing personality, okay. Graduate of prestigious schools, okay. Pero once na nagsasabi kayo, 22 to 35 years of age, yan yun. Age discrimination. Okay, office worker, male, 5'7", female, 5'5". Pleasing personality. Resident of Quezon City. Pwede. Pero pag sinabi nyo, 35 below, wala na. Bawal. Except, may exception. First, it shall not be unlawful for an employer to set age limitation in employment if age is a bona fide occupational qualification reasonably necessary in the normal operation of a particular business. Ano yan? Ako, may business ako, boutique. Ang tinitinda ko is for office attire ng mga millennials. Ang millennials daw ngayon is 22 to 36 years of age, 2018. So, wanted, model, male, 5'5", female, 5'7", pleasing personality, age 22 to 35. Pwede? Pwede. Alam nga naman ng office attire, kung ano ko 40 years old. Sino manilin mo ng millennial yan? Baka hindi pumili yung binibenta kong damit. Exception yon. Next is, where the differentiation is based on reasonable factors other than age. Ano ito? Strength is stamina needed for the job. Example, mga manual labor. Diba, ba't ka naman mag-hire ng 50 above? Ano naman, baka ipa 1 week pa lang ipa-hospital mo na yan. Dahil sa bigat ng trabaho, stibito, kargador, warehouse work, pahinante. Ba't ka mag-hire ng age na mataas na? Eh kung nasa araw lagi yan, diba? Pwede. Okay, next. Ano mangyari pag violate nyo? You will have a fine of not less than 50,000 but not more than 500,000 or imprisonment of not less than 3 months but not more than 2 years or both. So meron na kayong fine, meron pa kayong kulong. Sino pwede makulong? Yung penalty shall impose upon the guilty officer or officers of such corporation, trust, firm, partnership, or association or entity. So hindi mo na pwede, katulad sabi ni Atty. James kanina. Di ba may separate personality yung tao, direktor at saka yung korporasyon? Ay hindi niya pwede sabihin yan. Kasi liable kayo sa mas patas. Next. Ngayon, advertise lang. Dapat nyo malaman kung ano yung klaseng employees. Why? I'll explain later. Ano-ano ba ang different kinds of employees? Una, regular, project, seasonal, casual. Nakikita nyo sa Article 295 ng Labor Code. Probi or probationary, 296. At fixed terms or contractual. Ito yung sinasabi ng Supreme Court decisions. Mahin natin. Regular. There are two subtypes of regular employees. Una, those who are engaged to perform activities which are usually necessary or desirable in the usual business or trade of the employer. Example, PLDT ka. Wala naman, di ba? Nakakapit. Garments. Siyempre, mga sewer, lansadora. Yan ang necessary. Second, those who have rendered at least 1 year of service, whether continuous or broken, with respect to the activity in which they are employed. Kung isang taon na siya. In other words, regular employees, makikita is nature of work or years of service. Ano yung nature of work? Refers to those employees who perform a particular activity which is necessary or desirable in the usual business or trade, regardless of their length of service. So kahit less than a year yan, pero usually necessary, regular. Ano yung isa? By years of service. Dapat maka 1 year siya. Regardless of the nature naman ng trabaho niya. Dalawa yan, ha? Bakit na kailangan malaman kung sino regular mo? Kasi yun yung mga benepisyo ng mga regular employees na wala sa other kinds of employees. Ano yun? Some na ito. Marami yan. Una, security of tenure. Hindi nyo basta-basta pwedeng tanggalin yan pag regular siya. Dapat dumaan kayo sa proseso. Dapat may dahilan, sapat na dahilan, at dumaan sa proseso. So, just authorized cause and after compliance with procedure and due process. Pangalawa, ano pang benepisyo nila? Monetary and non-monetary benefits. Ano yung non-monetary benefits? Leaves, retirement, separation. Pangatlo. Ano pa yung kinds of employee? Project. Are those whose employment has been fixed for a specific project or undertaking, the completion or termination of which has been determined at the time of engagement. Ano yung sabihin niyan? At the time na hinarming tao, dapat may kontrata. Project employment contract. Nakalagay sa kontrata kung kailan siya mag-start, kailan mag-end, at kung saan siya in-assign ng project. Paano kung wala yun? Kung walang employment contract, ganito yun. The absence of an employment contract raises a serious question of whether an employee was informed at the onset of employment of his or her status as project employee. Pag walang kontrata, regular. Hindi lang yung salita. Seasonal employees are those who work or perform services which are seasonal in nature and the employment is for the duration of the season. Usually, saan nakikita to? Sa farm, taniman, harvest, every year. Pag walang taniman, wala siya. Pero susunod na taon, pag taniman, siya na naman. Pag ano nangyari, regular seasonal worker siya. Doon nangyayari yan. Casual. Pag casual ka, hindi ka regular. Ang ganda ng definition ng batas, ano? Casual ka, hindi ka regular, hindi ka project, hindi ka seasonal. So, ano yung sa'yo niya? Di ba? Ano pinala natin? Dapat merong kang kontrata. Kasi kung wala kang kontrata, day 1, regular ka. So, kung mag-hire kayo, bigyan ng casual employment contract. Kasi pag wala yan, day 1, lalo na kung usually nisisali ka ng trabaho, pasok unang araw, regular siya. Contractual or fixed. Ito yung, if not for a fixed term, would fall under category regular employment. Regular ka sana, kaya alam may kontrata ka. Kahit yung trabaho mo is necessary doon sa business ng employer mo, pwede kang gawin contractual. Alam naman natin. Next. Paano mo masabi fixed term? Dapat meron siyang kontrata na nagsasabi na naman kung kailan siya mag-start, kailan mag-end. Anong difference sa project? Sa project, may additional. Nakalagay kung saan ka in-assign. Fixed term, wala. Kasi doon ka nagtatrabaho mismo sa kumpanya. Hindi ka in-assign sa iba. Sa ibang project. Next. Probing. Sino naman ito? Ito yung made to undergo a trial period during which the employer determines their fitness to qualify for regular employment based on reasonable standards made known to them at the time of engagement. Sa madaling salita, ano to? Pag mag-hire kayo ng probing, dapat may probationary employment contract. Nakalagay yung start, nakalagay yung end, at nakalagay yung standards nyo para maging regular empleyado siya. Paano kung wala ito? Automatic, regular na naman siya. Kaya kailangan niya gumawa ng probationary employment contract. Yan. Paano kung wala? He shall be deemed a regular employee. Next. Ano yung essence? Ano pa pinapa-under ko ng probing? Yung mga na-hire nyo? ito yung observe the propriety and efficiency of a probationer, the worker, to a certain whether he or she is qualified for permanent employment. While the latter, yung tao, seeks to prove to the former, yung employer, that he, she has the qualifications to meet the reasonable standards for permanent employment. Sa madaling salita, ito yung panahon para magpakitang gilas yung tao sa employer. Para consider mo siya as regular. From probe, maging regular. Dapat ito yung panahon na dapat pakitang gilas siya. Pumasok siya, magsipag siya. Ito yun. Kano naman katagal ang probing? Probationary employment shall not exceed 6 months. Why? Pag lumagpas ng 6 months, regular yun siya. Unless it is covered by an apprenticeship agreement stipulating a longer period. Meron din sa other laws, yung mga teachers, 3 years nila. Probing period nila. Full load yun. Pwede bang maging regular? Ito nga. Kapag pinagtrabaho niyo siya, probationary period, alalahanin niyo, di ba? Sa employment, probationary employment contract, may start and once na, day after, nagtrabaho siya, regular na siya. So dapat, before matapos yung 6 months, i-communicate nyo na, oy, hindi ka namin irregular na wala absent ka. Hindi ka pumasa sa good standard namin. Yung work performance mo, hindi ka above satisfactory. I-notify nyo na. Bago man matapos yung 6 months probationary period. Pero di ba minsan nag-ano kayo? Nag-operate na kayo. Siyempre, araw-araw operation. Bigla na lang nagulat kayo. May tumating na inspector. Galing dole. Bakit? Wala mong ginagawa? I-alarm. Kasi, pursuant to the visitorial powers under the labor code. Parang routine lang yan. Kasi nagbibisita talaga sa lahat ng mga business establishments. Malas din lang kung naabutan kayo ngayon, maybe not today, but eventually, madadaanan kayo ng inspector kasi nagsusuyod yan. Kahit sa loob pa kayo ng mga subdivision. Kasi meron talaga experience kami, nasa loob na water station, diba? Okay, na-inspect pa nila. Ano yung tinitignan nila yung inspector? Titignan lang naman nila kung nag-comply kayo sa occupational safety and health standards, comply kayo sa labor standards, comply kayo sa contracting and subcontracting policy. Ano yung contracting and subcontracting policy? Ito yung EO, Executive Order 51, signed by President Duterte, May 1, 2018. Ito yung prohibiting illegal contracting and subcontracting arrangement. Ito yung kung naanin niya bago mag-Labor Day. Ang daming issue, ito yun. Tapos, mag-comply din kayo sa DOL Department Order 174, signed on March 16, 2017 by DOL Secretary Silvestre Pedro III. Tignan nyo na lang natin yan. Ngayon, balik tayo. Policies on health. Dapat meron kayo ito. Alcohol-free workplace policy and program, breastfeeding workplace policy and program, drug-free workplace policy and program, hepatitis B workplace policy and program, HIV and AIDS workplace policy and program, sexual harassment policy and procedure, TB prevention and control workplace. Dami, di ba? Paano kayo inspection kayo? Wala kayo yan. Bibigyan kayo ng period to comply. Sabihin, saan kayo ito kuha? Punta kayo doon sa... Tanungin nyo na lang yung nag-inspector sa iyo. Pwede bang bigyan nila kami ng kopya ng policy? Bibigyan kayo, ano naman yan fill in the blanks. May blank for the name of the company, tapos yung address. Meron na dole yan. So hindi na lang kayo ng copy or i-download nyo sa website nila. No problem doon sa itong ano na yun, policies na yun. Next tayo. Yung labor standards naman. Ito yung relating to wages, hours of work, ng monetary benefits, general occupational safety and health standards, protection to all workers, including welfare and health services. Ano ito? Next. May checklist yung inspector. So, tignan. Nagpapasweldo ba kayo ng minimum wage? Nagbabayad ba kayo ng holiday pay? Nagbabayad ba kayo ng premium pay? Nagbabayad ba kayo ng overtime pay? Nagbabayad ba kayo ng night shift differential kapag natatrabaho ng gabi ng mga workers nyo? May service charge ba sa inyo? Nagbabayad ba kayo ng service incentive leave pay? Bibigay ba kayo ng maternity leave, paternity leave, parental leave for solo parents, leave for victims of violence against women and children, special leave for women? Ano ito? Ito yung gynecological leave. At kung nagbabayad ba kayo ng 13th month. Checklist ito. Ayan, wages. Currently, magkano bang minimum wage sa NCR? Effective October 5, 2017, mandated minimum daily wage rate for non-agriculture. Nasa ano talaga to Wage Order 21, non-agriculture. Para namang may agriculture sa Manila. Ano? 512. Basic is 502. 10 na cola. Saan nyo makikita yan? Banggoy nyo ngayon. Next. Pero may exception. Kung ay doon sa pagbabayad ng minimum wage. Pag nagpo-fall kayo dito, distress establishments. Pero dapat mag-apply kayo at ma-declare kayo under Section 3A of the National Wages Productivity Commission Guideline number 2. Tignan nyo na lang yun. Pangalawa, kapag nag-employ kayo not more than 10 workers. So, ano yung sabihin natin? 9? 10. Kasi not more than 10. So, ang maximum is 10. 3. Establishment adversely affected by calamities such as natural and human-induced disasters. Makikita niya sa Section 8 ng Wage Order 21. Pero may additional exemption. Kapag nag-register kayo as a barangay microbusiness enterprise, BMEES. Sino to? Ito yung engage in the production, processing, manufacturing of products or commodities, including agro-processing, trading, services, whose total assets, excluding the land, on which the particular business entities, office, plant, and equipment are situated, are not more than 3 million. So, ang kapital mo is less than 3 million. Pwera yung lupa kung saan nakatilit yung business nyo, pwede kayo magpa-register as barangay microbusiness enterprise. Exempted kayo sa minimum wage, compliance ng minimum wage. So, pwede kayo magpasweldo na mas mababa sa minimum wage. Ito yung kanina, holiday pay. Saan natin makikita yun? Ito yung holiday pay. Nakikita yung sa Article 94 ng Labor Code. Minimum pay, 91 to 93. Overtime, 87. Night shift differential, 86. Service charge, 96. 13th month pay, PV 851. Separation pay, nandyan. Retirement pay. Kahapon, di ba? Ano ba kahapon? Regular holiday. So kapag hindi kayo pumasok kahapon, bayad kayo. Ano binayad sa iyo? Basic daily rate plus COLA. Ano yun? Yung 512. Pero kung pumasok kayo kahapon, doble sahod yun. Times 2. Kasi regular holiday yun. Paano kung special holiday? Ano yung example ng special holiday? Naalala niyo ng election? May basta ng election ng barangay kapag ang election. That was declared a special holiday. So, kapag hindi kayo pumasok mo, no work, no pay. Pero kung pumasok kayo nun, yung basic daily rate nyo, ano yun? 502 times 1.3. May premium kayo ng 0.3. Kumaga 30%. So, ano na lang yung nangyari, di ba? Yesterday was declared a holiday regular, Idil Fitr, by virtue of Proclamation 114. Ano ba yung natitira ng regular holiday? August 22 to be confirmed. Depende kasi yan sa paglabas ng buwan. Idil Adha, August 27, November 30, December 25, December 30. Yung na remaining regular holidays sa 2018. Next. Special non-working holiday. Take note niyo po December 8, 2018. Commemorate the feast of the Immaculate Conception of Mary, the Princess of Patroness of the Philippines. ito ang first time na magiging holiday siya this year. By virtue of Republic Act 1966. Last year, hindi pa holiday yan. This year, simula ng magiging holiday niya. So ano pa yung special ng remaining non-working holiday? August 21, November 1, December 8, December 31. Yan, special non-working day. Pero alam niyo ba, this year, meron tatlong additional na. 3 special non-working. Ayun pala, May 14, nakaraan. Holiday. Noong ano yan, election, ginawang holiday. So, another is November 2. Kasi nga, i-fix siya, di ba? Thursday, November 1. Tapos kung papasok ang November 2, Friday. November 3, Saturday. So, ginawa ng long holiday. Ganun din yun. December 24, i-fix din, di ba? Kasi 25 is Martes, holiday. So, para maging long weekend na, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Holiday. Yan ang remaining. Overtime rate. Pag ordinary day mo lang, karaging araw lang, yung hourly rate mo, meron kang premium na additional 0.25. So for example lang, sweldo is 57 pesos per hour. Magiging 71.25 yan. Graduated na pataas na pataas. Ang pinakataas yung double holiday na, rest day mo pa. Ano yun? Paano naging double holiday? For example, April 9, araw ng Katitingan. Nangyari ito dati. Pumatak siya ng Huwebes Santo o Biyernes Santo. Naging ganun dati yan eh. Diba? So, dalawang holiday sa isang araw. Kunwari, Biyernes Santo, Friday talaga rest day mo. Pinapasok ka. So, 57 peso per hour mo, magiging 280 per hour. Ayun ang pinag-graduate yan. Pero naman, diba? Pag hindi kayo na-inspect ng toll, o hindi man kayo inireklamo ng worker nyo, ng payment or underpayment, remember, God is watching. Sabi nga, hindi man magreklamo yung worker nyo sa toll, magreklamo yun sa Diyos. Remember, sabi nga, James, hindi si Atty. James ito, the wages you fail to pay the workmen who mowed your fields are crying out against you. The cries of the hard-workers have reached the ears of the Lord Almighty. So, hindi man kayo mahuli ng batas, hindi na ako ipapalit sa inyo. Ngayon, deep benefits. Aside from monetary, yung mga non-monetary, right to service incentive leave. Every employee who has rendered at least 1 year of service shall be entitled to a yearly service incentive leave of 5 days with pay. Dapat na isang taon sa servisyo. Pero, pwede naman kayo nagbigay ng vacation leave at sick leave. Pag nagbigay na kayo noon, hindi na kayo kailangan magbigay ng service incentive leave. Next, paternity leave shall apply to the first 4 deliveries of the employee's lawful wife with whom he is cohabiting. For this purpose, cohabiting means the obligation of the husband and wife to live together. Lawful wife, so hindi niya pwede itong sabihin sa mistress niya. Sa unlimited to 4. Hindi pwede hanggang 1 to sa awa. Next, yung meron 60 days or 78 days maternity leave. 60 days pag normal delivery. 78 kapag miscarriage or sickness. 7 working days parental leave for solo parents. 10 days leave for victims of violence against women and children. 60 days specially for benefits. Especially benefits for women under the Magna Carta for women. Ito yung gynecological leave kapag na-operahan siya. So, ngayon, kung gusto nyo malaman, kasi nandito yan. Nandito lahat yung diniscuss ko. Kasi pag isa-isahin natin yan, kulang ng isang araw. Ngayon, next, download naman natin yan. Yan. Nandito lahat yan. Next. Diba minsan, mag-establish tayo ng business, hindi naman agad. Siyempre, mag-develop ka ng client base mo, customer base, minsan pa lang. Tapos minsan sa kalatas. Diba minsan, ano tayo, sabi ko, may customer ba tayo bukas? May kliyente ba? May bibig ba ng produkto natin bukas? Tapos may pansweldo ba tayo? Katay ko ng pansweldo, walang kaya naman, may pambayad ba tayo sa renta? Kasi nag-renta tayo. Meron naman din, yan yung supplier natin, sige-sige na tayo. Wala tayong mabili. Siyempre, nakaka-stress yan. Stress talaga. The reverse is true. Kahit kumikita na tayo, problema pa rin natin. Kasi inisip natin, para natin hihigitan yung profit natin this year, higitan natin, ito na rin, 2018, yung profit natin 2018, paano natin hihigitan ng 2019? Diba usually ganun natin? Alam, hindi mo tayo kontento kasi yung dapat pareho ng profit natin. Kasi hindi rin. Although pareho, yung cost of living, diba tumataas na? Tumataas na bilihin. So, mababa. In fact, mababa pa rin pag nag-same profit kayo, diba? Kasi yung value ng peso, mababa. Nakakano yan, diba? Stress talaga. So, yan. Next. How do you want to ease your anxiety regarding your business operations? Do you want to turn your anxiety to anxiety? Anxiety naman. Anxiety. Do you want to worry less about your business? How? Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Sa ibang version, establish your plans, palagay din your plans will succeed. Tagalog, itatagawin yung plans ang iyong business. Commitment. Sa madaling salita, let go and let go. So, nag-business kayo, bahala naman kayo. Guide me or guide us in our day-to-day operations, in whatever transactions, maluluwas happy ba kayo or will your name be glorified in our business transaction? Kasi don't sacrifice profitability sa integrity. Malakas na ang business nyo kung ilan naman kayo na illegal ang ginagawa nyo. Wala din. Kasi remember, hindi nyo man nakikita, hindi nyo man nakikita, God is always present, even when you are unaware of Him. Sa lahat ng ginagawa nyo baka mabuhay. Kasi minsan, ano lang tayo, nakikita lang natin day to day, hindi natin nakikita yung tomorrow morning future. That is always present. Thank you.